and try and punish Husha directly. And if Husha gets put behind, that just makes it even harder for them to get those Viego sets.
Okay, Taco, how far can he take this game? And to give Impunity another win, the goal today is climbing your way out of the dirt. Right now, Impunity sitting 2-5, and they're 7th in the league, tied with Frank Esports. If they could find something, then... Oh, did Taco forget items? Hang on. Did Taco forget items? It looks like items. He did. All right. At least he realized with 25 seconds into the game, not like at a minute 30.
Yeah, at least he remembered to go back and get them, unlike Hana. Shout out to Hana. Yeah. But, I mean, he did end up carrying that game regardless, so somehow. Maybe forgetting items at level 1 is the way to go, Hysterics.
True. It's a new strat. We're learning it here in the PCS, and it is kind of surprising to see it 2 times in the 2 times I've casted. So shout out to Taco for keeping it entertaining. Here on the rec side, the pick's going to do that as well. As Kino's just dropping a ward here. Faith will fully see that, and they have information as Taco drops his own. And this rec side you talked about getting ahead early. He's gone Conqueror this time around, so I'll be more interested in the build because in LPL, we've seen some iterations of the builds, like Prowler's Claws come out from SOFM a couple of times. We have seen, you know, like full lethality with another mythic. We've also seen like the Bruiser Rek'Sai too that can just absorb damage with things like the Gore Drinker. So I'm kind of curious to see how Taco plays this one, considering that he has a lot of damage sources on his team.
Yeah, he's got a really nice balance of tanks and damage right on his squad, so he can really take his build any number of ways. And since of course, you know, Faith is going to get tanky with his build. You have a Tahm Kench. You also have Gwen to provide some frontline as well. So any which way he wants to take it. So it's set up for him to carry or for him to just kind of snowball and go for more of a maybe a Gore Drinker build.
Yeah, we'll see because, again, snowballing keyword here is Husha making his way towards the opposite path. A jungler is going to be what we talk about here before we get towards that top lane matchup. And for now, everything kind of playing out pretty standardized. You can see that Husha is ahead of the curve in CS. Taco a little bit behind now, just finishing off the Wolves. So the only thing on the map that really stands out for now is that Liang is pushing Quiet into the turret and adding a little bit of pressure, but Quiet should be able to get some decent trades here as he gets closer towards 3 and W comes up.
Yeah, and all eyes will be towards this bottom side, at least for Impunity, because of the fact that you have probably one of the better gank setup AD carries in Jhin. And Blaze, while for the most part he's been tasked with being that bridge carry towards the mid-late game, this time around he's not going to have that same sort of impact as the big ticket carry, but rather the actual bridge.
Take a little recall, though, from Wako in the meantime. Went back down, got himself the cull to start off after shoving the wave out. So
nice little cheater.
Yeah, it means that we're going to get, you know, nice little piece of scaling for Wako. The lane is going to match him too, so great timing here. Beyond Gaming just knowing their recall windows, and Taco even spotting out that they're coming back to lane now, so Kino drops a ward. Taco, they know that he's down on that bottom side. Well, hang on a minute. This could be bad, Nightstar. Yeah, I'm not sure. The flash needs to come through. Husha holds for the W, but it expires. And look, Minji's coming up as well.
He's trying to cut off the wave, see what he can do, but it means he's used his mist already, and that will force out the teleport. And, I mean, it's a win for Quiet, but definitely an L for Faith there, because he hadn't even gone back to buy, which means that he has to hoof it all the way back into lane.
This little ward deep into the lane itself as well. That's going to spot out if Quiet was just going to back at the brush. He burns his own TP to get back to lane. Liang will probably do the same, or at least walk it as he pushes the wave in. So, yeah, that teleport going to be down for the time being for Faith, and Minji having his own. He was even able to make it back with the Dark Seal and the boots. So, we'll have a bit of an advantage here to at least make a nice little reset. So this early game being about strategic moves, and so far Beyond Gaming have made the better one.
Yeah, and I love that deep ward coming in from Husha, right? that ward is going to make sure they know where Taco is, whether he goes to the Gromp, which is also warded, or he comes straight in for a lane gank. So I think that was the reasoning why that ward was there, and it spots out Taco, so it serves its purpose. And now Taco is gonna see what he can find here, and unfortunately it's a whole lot of nothing, as now it's Beyond Gaming with that bot lane priority going over to Dragon, and we'll see if Impunity go for a contest.
Yeah, Minji waiting in the brush as well for Pinway, excuse me, I almost lose my voice. We're going to see that knock-up come through, and Blaze with the Deadly Flourish lock them down. Ward on the back of the pit. They want to take the blast cone. It's a steal. It's a 50-50. Pusher in front of it gets it stolen, but it's first blood over to Beyond Gaming while Wako gets reset. Flash forward from Blaze. A better trade incoming for Impunity as Beyond Gaming just decided to flip that one to buggery.
Oh, man. What a fantastic start coming in from Impunity. Not only do they get the 2 kills, one of them being first blood, they also secure that dragon. So Taco living up to the coin flip that you need to live up to as the Rek'Sai. He wins it out, gets the damage down, and now he's off to a fantastic start. He even has a small bit of EXP lead here. Of course, getting that smite secure helps out in that regard as well. Now Faith is level 6, and all of a sudden, all the options open up for you if you are the side of Impunity.
And Blaze, who was in a bad position in the bottom lane, almost 15 CS down, has caught back up, picked up a kill, pickaxe, double longsword as he heads back to lane. It feels like here for Impunity with a 300 gold lead, the lane that was suffering the most is going to be in a much better position. And now with face ulti that you just mentioned there, Nightstar, like Herald's coming up in about a minute, Impunity can make a rerun on this as they hit some pretty big 6 windows.
This level 6 will be really, really nice here. They can also go ahead, attack this top lane, try and capitalize on Liang, as he does have lifesteal, but it's not necessarily a whole lot of combat stats. It's just got a lot of sustain as he tries to really mitigate that lane, make sure he doesn't get ganked on. So it's going to come down to wave manipulation. But now, looks like we're setting up for a 4-man dive.
We are over control. It'll be spotted out, but for Beyond Gaming, they'll continue. Pusha needs level 6, and he's half the way there, so I guess the dive stops for now. Taco heading towards topside. Liang is on a ward. Blast cone taken over. Look at this pathing as he walks through.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh no, the needlework comes through. He flashes away. Gwen immune, that's right. As Taco waiting for the ulti up, the execute down. And a beautifully instructed dive. Impunity with 3 kills on the board.
Absolute perfection, Hysterics. Quiet just tanks up the tower for his jungler as well. It's just so well done coming in from Impunity's top side there. And even that bottom side playing very, very well, knowing that Taco was top side. Faith comes down, he hides himself on the map, and they don't know if Faith can go and make that roam and protect that bottom lane, so they're forced to back off.
But as they start up the Herald, remember that they got the kill, but they didn't reset. Quiet with no ult, he gets hooked down. Minji jumps in, Taco, I believe he got the Herald, but now reset time as Realm Warp to get on out. They'll take 3 as Impunity escape, and for the Herald, that's going to be costly. Ladies and gentlemen, reset, buy your items before you take such a big fight.
Yeah, it seems like that they just weren't quite aware of their power window here, so now Pinway is trying to secure a little bit of safety for Faith to approach this wave, and that's going to be mission accomplished in that regard. And Taco, well, he does have the Rift Herald. We'll see where he goes to drop it to try and accelerate. I'd imagine it goes towards his Gwen lane to try and get that lane scaling as fast as possible. As we get to see the replay, Blaze gets a hefty chunk in that situation, and because they're attacking from multiple angles for the side of Beyond Gaming, it makes it very difficult for Blaze to set up for this fight. Hook goes in, and a massive chunk goes down onto Taco, which means immediately they aren't even thinking of trying to follow up with the rest of the fight.
I mean, I think it's heroic from Taco to take back what I said, you know. After all's said and done, getting the Herald for the cost of his life, you're right, with turret plating up, seems like it could just be worth anyway. So a gutsy play that might net positive as Beyond Gaming, in this early game, they might not be behind goal, but we can see that Impunity are really starting to take control. A 10 CS lead by Taco in the jungle with a level lead on top of that. He's close towards what seems to be, we are going towards what I believe is Gore Drinker. I actually can't understand items anymore, to be quite honest, and I always second guess myself. I don't know if you're the same.
I think that's actually the Stride Breaker.
Stride Breaker, yes.
Because of the move speed there. So it's looking like it's going to be Stride Breaker. Of course, it adds to the sticking potential. This composition does have a ton of that, right? Because you have Gwen with Ghost. You also have Phase Rush Rise, who's also going to be tanky. So his trademark is being sticky. And now they're just going to try and set up yet another dive. Hushia's there to respond, though.
And there's needlework too for Taco as he tags him down. Liang knows he's dead. Bit of damage taken as Husha with his ulti just walking back to the lane. Really nice coordinated dive again. And Quiet and Taco in this early game have been working together at Peach.
It's been beautiful to watch. This two-man has been fantastic. They're going to secure themselves another dragon. They know it's not going to be contested in this situation because of the fact that Beyond Gaming's bottom lane duo are showing up towards that top side. So the response isn't going to come in fast enough, and they get themselves a second dragon. This is pretty nice early dragon setting up for an early soul, which is exactly what Impunity really need to finish out this game.
It comes back to what you talked about, where Impunity with the Rek'Sai pick really wanted to get the game rolling. You know, Faith's ultimates were going to be big too. You talked about options in this map, and they've definitely been playing around with the fact that Quiet has created many. And Blaze and Pinway, you know, have been the quiet lane that we kind of expected as well. They're behind 30 CS, but the fact that he got those 2 kills makes it less terrible than it is. So feels pretty nice here as your Impunity, as you ride along this early game. Still down in gold, but at a position where you're comfortable enough with those 2 dragons you just mentioned, Nightstar, and the Herald coming up in 2 minutes 20 to keep snowballing ahead.
Yeah, they're really setting themselves up to snowball the game and really take control of this map. We could see more action in this top side.
Oh, Taco actually jumping down on top of Liang. It's an engage, though, as Beyond Gaming find the pick on top of Taco. I'm not sure, but Taco, I don't think, dropped the Herald in the end. I think it's expiring.
Yep.
And as it drops down there, that's just a big no-no that Impunity have had to play with. As, no.
Blaze is dead.
1v1. Yeah, Blaze going to be dead. It's a Jinx with lethal tempo. All of a sudden, Impunity down 1,500 gold.
Yeah, Impunity really, really good at moving around the map, as I told you earlier when we were in pregame. But what's their really failing part? It's some of these micro decision making, right? It's the small plays, and in that situation, Taco, I mean, he gets caught out. But even more baffling is Blaze saying, "I'm a Jhin. I'm about to 1v1 this Jinx. Watch me." And we did. And it was a disaster.
And he got a piece of plating off of it as well. So make that 2,000 gold. Taco's play with the Herald expiring is just sad to watch. As Beyond Gaming, it feels like in this game so much more turret plating should have been taken away, but it's limited. Impunity with their early game has been quelled by a simple couple of plays. And even though Quiet's going to get this bit of turret plating himself, just note that Wako is so big. He's 30 CS up, mid's 20 CS up as well. A Nightstar, I definitely like how Beyond Gaming are moving into this mid-game stage.
The bottom half of the map really, really doing well here with their lanes and just accumulating leads really organically here. So that's the big thing. This was what I've been critical of for Faith. Especially when and while he did get to play MFT and Sem9 to boost his lane stats, it's not been great.
Well, Taco versus Husha it begins, but Pinway wants to get in for that action as well. Husha still with the Heartbreaker available, and Faith was burnt out by Minji. And, you know, as you were saying, like, yeah, you know, Faith has improved. And Faith in this laning phase, however, still not at the level of Minji, who gets one of his comforts, who still gets one of his assassins, and has just been playing the laning phase really well.
comfort is just really there for Minji in this game. Put onto the LeBlanc, not a whole lot of pressure set onto him in the lane phase either. And Taco, it looks like he's going to be able to secure.
Oh no! Oh no!
Okay.
Okay. Alrighty. Collateral damage not doing too much. It's a hull breaker grave, so we're not at the point of it doing 400-500 damage. So a worthy attempt from Leon.
Yeah, a worthy attempt. If they were able to actually snag that away, just think of how much momentum would have been killed from the side of Impunity, because they really need this Rift Herald to get 2 towers. They have to get the initial tower and that tier 2. Otherwise, the amount of gold value that they sunk into taking those 2 Rift Heralds is not going to be rewarded.
That's really not. Like this time around, let's see Taco use it. Climb back some of that 2k gold disadvantage. Note that Dragon's up in 30 seconds would be a good time for them to leverage that fact. Because Beyond Gaming looking for their first, it is a Mountain Soul, and with all the stacks coming through from Hullbreaker, Mountain's going to get extra value here on Beyond Gaming.
Yeah. And at the same time, for the side of Impunity, because you do have a tank Rise, he's going to get a lot of really solid stats in this game if he's able to secure those. So it's going to make his, or the Impunity composition, quite impressive if they are able to get the Mountain Soul. But Husha is going to be the first ones on the objective, and with the side of Impunity clearly invested elsewhere. It's Impunity just saying, hey, we don't think our comp is strong enough right now to fight, but the issue is BYG's composition is going to scale up just a little bit better, at least when it comes to full team fight, because of the Jinx.
Which is why it looks like Impunity still want to keep the ball rolling. Herald's going to get a second charge in this top side, and for Liang, he can't stop that. Good damage done on the inner turret. And at the very least for Impunity, getting some of the gold trade at this point. So you're right, talking about scaling there, it's going to be a very big deal. We do have first items across the board here for Impunity, so I'm going to wait for that Baron, that potential next Dragon setup as well. See how this game develops, because BYG right now, they found a couple of picks to get them into a very beneficial place, and they're just holding strong, being patient, clearing out the waves, and not overextending.
Yeah, and that's been BYG's identity so far this split, is that they've been very slow and methodical. They try and extend the lane phase as long as they can, because they know they're the better mechanical players, and they're going to be able to accumulate CS advantages. And it's really just reflecting here, as you can see, and it's about just saying, hey, we'll just take it slow as long as you want, and then once it gets to that one team fight, that third dragon, and you decide to duel us there, we'll have so many lane advantages that we'll just smash you in the ground.
It'll be easy as that, Liang. Laughing at Taco. Just coming in to steal some more camps away, but Liang's already taken away the Krugs, and he'll be backing off. Heading into what could be the Eclipse or the Shield Bow. Okay, let's be real. There's no lethality there. It is the Shield Bow coming through second, as Taco just moving into a bit of fog of war. That was greedy pathing. Death Rocket comes through. Taco's dead. What a big mistake from Impunity's jungler.
Yeah, that was most certainly a massive blunder there, just giving more gold over to the Jinx. That is the one thing you do not want to see, as Jinx just outscales your composition completely. That's, as you said, a big no-no.
Yeah, that's rough. Even now, you can see what it cost them. Down for another 5 seconds. BYG going aggressive here under the turret. He wants to, but he's on a ward. Kino's going to spot him out, and Wako pays the respect, but mid-tier 1 turret will stay standing. However, BYG still gets something off the back of the jungler, and with Dragon coming up in 2 minutes 20, with Baron in 30 seconds, like, those are the kind of mistakes that help you define games. As Kino again with the dredge line close to hitting place. He gets zapped down. Ignites there. Taco wants retribution as he comes in, but goal's golden. It's Kino. Husha gets his first reset, and it's a Viego. You're laughing now. They can't get into the Realm Warp as Faith is targeted next, and Husha is having such a good time. It's the party as even the Rockets send out fireworks in the end. double kill over to Wako. Beyond Gaming relying on Minji now as the collateral damage is overkill, and BYG have done the killing they need.
And Impunity, they just get absolutely punished for that earlier mistake. They weren't able to really set up here. And, I mean, Taco, he comes straight off of Fountain, immediately looks for that next play, and unfortunately, BYG, they're just ready for it. And now it's just playing around their stronger mechanical carries. Blaze not put in a situation where he can even attempt to carry here because of the fact he is stuck on Jin. If he's going to have an impact, it's going to be, you know, at 4 or 5 items, and this game certainly does not look like it's going to get to that point.
Let's look at the replay again because Taco comes back alive, and it's just front to back here, buying space here for BYG.
Yeah, it's really, really easy. If you're the side of Impunity, at this point, you need the Rek'Sai to come in from a side angle, and you also need the Gwen to come in from a side angle. And in that moment, Quet, he was just chilling out down in that bottom lane. So he didn't get to contribute a whole lot there. And Wako, he almost contributed 4K of damage in that fight.
As it'll get bigger. There's an Infinity Edge coming third here for the 80 carry of BYG. Has had impressive performances, and you know, this is a guy that has been in the scene for so long. You know, Wako's still stepping up as one of the premier 80 carries of the PCS. Good to see him dominate over Impunity here in their game of the day. And as BYG head forward with this Baron buff, we're already at 2.2k in the gold lead. Impunity making the play onto Liang, but remember, Hole Breaker on the grave, he just goes over the wall. I'll take the turret, but Liang is joking with him as the base. Wait, Nightstar, it's breaking, and they're just going to keep heading mid with this Baron buff.
Oh, Liang's just like, guys, go home. Your base is... your home's falling apart. It's on fire. And Taco's like, nah.
I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah. I do what I want to do.
That's right, dude. No one tells Taco what to do. I think Impunity at this point just want to throw the Hail Mary with this Baron buff against them. They may have gotten a turret on the top side with objective bounty. That'll catch up a bit, but BYG relying on Wako to continue outranging. Kino locked down. They want to pick, but he goes golden again. Pinway, not the real tank of space. You can say the same. Super Mega Death Rocket gives Husha a reset again as he becomes Rise. Look at this. They're just scared. Impunity running for the hills. In comes Liang. 1 versus the remaining 3. Park goes next with the ulti, but at least he gets the trade. Minji gets knocked up. Saved by Pinway, but Wako resetting again. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about this 80 carry, the PCS. Wako making BYG look extra spicy, and BYG making Impunity look absolutely nothing. They'll run back to their fountain, and BYG will get their 5th win of the PCS 2022 Spring Split.
Take your make Beyond Gaming, showing that